Another one.
Yep.
Great pitch. It'll be interesting to see what she throws here. I'm expecting fast and off the plate.
Well, it was this battle last year where Callaghan went up the middle that enabled the Magpies to score their first premiership. So,
just gone with another off pace.
Yeah, switch sides of the plate though. So you'd assume that there'd be no love lost between these two in that regard, but and after a couple of off-pace pitches, decides to throw a missile in there just to mix it up as she picks up her second strikeout of the evening.
Yeah, there's a nice finishing strike there. Charlie's looking very aggressive, but not near that one.
Amelia Cousins for her first at-bat in the CMAX Premier League. Good watching. And a little bit of general surprise around. As
Nah, umpire said no. Couldn't have gone.
Yep. Steph just asking to clarify what was the call. And answers back with a strike to level the count 1-1. Cousins looking aggressive at the plate. Letton to follow, Ramsey and Burr. And
pitcher v pitcher here. We know this is always a friendly battle in the game. To get on top of the opposition one.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure that Steph needs any sort of motivation too to fire up, or like want to keep her fairly calm if I'm the opposition. So good discipline there by the young player from New South playing for the Magpies tonight, Amelia Cousins, as she stays off a pitch across the letters. And goes again with a similar pitch as she picks up her second strikeout of the innings, both swinging. So Magpies are after it, but she's good enough to get past. The Riverland Roadrunner, as Lee Hull would say, hopefully...
Smiling assassin.
Smiling assassin of the many names. Lee would be sitting at home watching this, so he would be smiling with her at the plate, one of his favourite players. Lee, we hope you're feeling better, mate, and all thinking of you. So get well soon, champ. Get back here and save us from having to listen to me. So Gemma Letton, centre field for the Magpies.
It's crammed up there.
Lee might not recognise her tonight. She left her 18 uniform up home in the Riverland, so she's had to borrow 36 for the night.
Ah, nice pickup. I like it.
That's why has Callaghan on the back.
Has not changed the smile though. So two out for the Magpies. Off pace, outside. Letton stays off it.
Big smile on her face.
Yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't matter if it was a strike or a ball. It's going to be the same. So
Yeah,
just
definitely
move.
knew that one was close.
Yeah. Just moved back to Adelaide. So Port fans probably expect to see a bit more of her on the run home, which they'll be stoked to hear about, as she's just fouled that one off onto the foot. Trzynski ahead in the count, as she so often is. A ball and 2 strikes. And Letton fouls this one off.
Had some pace behind it, that one did.
Yeah. Had to do something to stay alive, and that's what Letton did. Trzynski's already thrown 2 strikeouts so far for the innings. And great breaking ball there. And Trzynski retires the side with 3 swinging strikeouts as the Magpies still trail the Eagles 2 runs to 0 as we move into the top of the third.
Perfect innings there from Steph. Just rolls up. 3 of them go down swinging to her, and she pops herself back on the pine for a little rest and gets to watch her batters have a swing now.
And just on your TV screen at the moment, we've just got some an advertisement for the Waverley Easter Carnival, obviously on Easter, April 7th to 10th over at Gels Park in Victoria. So calls are out for Adelaide representative teams and under 12s, 15s, 18s, Open Women's and Masters. But if you don't want to represent Adelaide, you can take your club team over if you want as well. Registrations close on the 3rd of March, so there's been a little bit of interest, but if you're thinking of going over, we'd want to hear from you sort of sooner rather than later. It's a great tournament. It's always a great way to finish the season. Play with your friends and family or play with your club team, whatever works. So check out the Adelaide Softball website for details. There's posters down here as well. But reach out if you're interested. We'd love to see you represent Adelaide over there or your club. Top of the 3rd, it's Jackie Buell, the right fielder. Lee's favourite, number 9. Yeah, Cousins starting to definitely get into some rhythm now. The nerves have gone, so settling into her work now here, but Beale's a dangerous number 9. She's not at 9 for any other reason than the fact that she gets on. She does a good job being a base runner for the Eagles, especially with their vaunted top of the lineup, Harris and Hood, to follow. So she's a valuable person to get on.
And she's quick. She's super quick.
333 is her season and 429 on base. Good discipline as she takes a pitch high and away.
Definitely a look of concentration. She gets herself on base here and comes back to the top of the lineup. That puts that pressure back on Amelia.
Yeah. Bit on that one, but Burr just steps across as Bill doesn't extend her hands, more just trying to place the ball. But Burr good enough at 3rd to take the line drive catch. As we return to the top of the lineup, it's second base, Jordan Harris.
Yeah, we just see on the replay there, that pitch was well off the plate. She really reached for it and didn't get any power into it whatsoever.
Harris wastes no time this time as she gets underneath it, as she skies this ball over the third base side as she aggressively gets after the first pitch. Burr and Chillingworth push Coach Lemery out of the box, and the ball falls between them as Harris gets another opportunity.
That wind would have just been swirling the ball up there. It would have been really hard for Georgia Burr to catch. She did a good effort to get over there, but...
And this time she's gone out to left field, but the ball's going to fall in for the first hit of the night as it falls in between shortstop and left fielder. Harris didn't get all of it, but she got enough of it to put the ball into space as the Eagles have a base runner.
Yeah, it looked like it just sort of got up fairly high in the bat there, and hence why it didn't have a lot on it, but fell in the right spot, which is exactly where you want them to go when they're not hit properly.
Hood shows bunt. Magpies defense jump all over it. The rocket launcher that is Jess Golden at first base.
Already bunted once well tonight, Amber.
High pitch. Hood stays off it.
Jess getting up quick in behind the plate there for the throw if needed.
Harris has already gone. Looks like it was a hit and run. The ball's high flied out as Chillingworth takes the ball at shortstop. Harris, who was 2/3 of the way to second already, has to stop, turn around and come all the way back. We'll see here on the CMAX replay.
Yeah, dangerous spot there with that fly. If the catch isn't made, then you've got to be almost at second or you're going to get yourself out anyway. So, smart choice. She was only about 3 paces off the base there, Jordan. Had to make a long way back.
Yeah, Harris is quick. Don't worry about that. 2 out now for the Eagles with a runner at 1. Kaiser at the plate, Hoyle on deck. So Coach Lamery, you would expect with the speedy Harris to be aggressive here. See if she can pick up a cheap steal to second, put her in a scoring position. She gets thrown out. At least Kaiser leads off the third. And Harris has gone exactly as we just said, and she makes it. Maslin anticipating it, but just didn't get the ball out.
Tell you what, that's a running style that Kathy Freeman would be proud of. That moving was just flying across the turf.
Cousins to Kaisler. Kaisler gets after it, but effort by Maslin as it fouls off behind her, for another strike. Checking in with our huge global audience, Evening Croft. So Craig Robinson's watching it from a truck in Mount Gambier. So
Rihanna Ashley saying bloody good commentary tonight. That must be the Becky Havis input.
Yeah, well, we love it. We love it. We'll take it. So that's obviously, she didn't single her out. That was for the 3 of us. So
Take it, guys. Take it.
Kaisler stays off another high pitch there. Harris, big jump at second. It's 2 out. Eagles aggressive here, trying to push and extend their lead. Amelia Cousins, the surprise pitching for the Magpies tonight. Ball low and inside. Harris at second thinks better of it because Maslin's done a good job of keeping that ball in front of her. And I think for the second time tonight, Kaisler's got a 3-1 count.
Should be looking to hit here.
Yeah, we know you would be. So
Definitely.
When
3-0, I think it would be green light Havis. So Kaisler grounds out to the third side. Burr over to Golden, who does a good job of taking the ball. And the ball, we'll just see here on the CMAX replay.
I think she's called it out as foot on bag, and then the tag was
and then
after.
the tag was after, so subsequent, yeah. So Kaisler here, line drives, hard shot over to third. Burrs throws a touch high. Golden up in the air, and as she comes off, replay just cuts here. We'll get a better view from this angle here, thanks to the guys at Spacequake Sports, who always do an amazing job. As you can see here, Burrs' throw is just a little high, and I think Golden was just trying to make sure that she wasn't in the air. But anyway, ball comes loose, and she's out. So bottom of the second here, bottom of the third for the Magpies. They're going to come back through the top of their lineup after Ramsey and Burr get their first at-bats tonight.
Yeah, so far this game, obviously 2 quite strong, powerful batting lineups, but just shows the difference when you've got a couple of pitchers that are on song on the plate, able to get it over, holds, and good defensive backup behind them. As you've said a couple of times, that wind quite blowy, quite swirly, blowing into our face here, so not easy for the infielders and those high ones that pop up around the infield. So teams are doing really well in defence now to hold. Other than that first 2 runs early in the first innings, it's gone zip up since.
Yeah, absolutely. Both teams definitely settling in. Settling in too, as I've just run back from Diamond 2 because I'm quick. It's Bar 66 and Red Star Cafe update time. It's the top of the 6th. The Falcons have jumped ahead 2-0 over the Rebels. Bianca Ramsey wastes no time getting after Steph Trzynski. As Ramsey again swings hard.
Big cut from Bianca.
Recently named in the state women's baseball team, along with Jess Maslin. I'm sure Letton would be in that mix as well, I would have thought. Over to third base. Hoyle stays low, does a good job of corralling that ball, and a good throw to Kelsey Nucky at first to retire the Magpies leadoff.
You'll see on the replay here, it just comes right off the end of the bat, couple of bounces down. Hoyle stays nice and low on it, gets the throw in the powerful position, straight over to Nucky, who made no mistakes.
One of James Harris's favourite, Harari Kurihara, is watching. So shout out to her. James would be stoked if he devo that he's not on the mic tonight. This time, Burr goes out to the right side, but she's fouled out just down the right field line. First pitch aggressive swinging here by the Magpies as they take the battle up.
Yeah, they've been aggressive so far in all their at-bats. They're really getting after, and that is quite a knowledgeable way that Port Adelaide play. They're quite an aggressive team, both base running in the field and also with the bat. So no changes up for tonight. I spoke a bit before about speedsters around the diamond. That person you just mentioned, Harari Kurihara.
Oh my God.
Lightning. About 3 steps and she's from first to second.
And in the field too, coverage. So no, it was a joy to watch her play. Burr gets jammed on the handle, but still able to get her hands through enough that she's able to foul it off. Want to help advance tomorrow's healthcare and get paid for your time? Log on to cmax.com.au. Naming sponsor of the CMAX Premier League here. George Burr's behind the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It's nobody on. It's 1 out. And we're in the bottom of the third as the Magpies trail the Eagles 2-0. And again, crowds are, and the ball breaks away as Trzynski picks up strikeout number 5.
Yeah, another good performance here for this innings for Steph. She knows what she's doing out there. That's why she's one of the best we've got going around.
Absolutely. Back to the top of the lineup. It's the superstar recently re-signed with the Bond Capitals. It's Jess Golden. Aggressive in her first at-bat. She flied out to left field to a good catch to Brodie Borovnik. And she's gone up the middle, but Harris on a bit of a defensive shift. Was defending the middle. Harris jumps over and makes a great field.
That was a duel between the speed there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Both Harris and Golden have the speed for it.
You could see that Harris had anticipated she probably fielding a little bit more towards the middle. Got her feet set, throw aggressive and fast. Nucky does a good job of taking the high throw down, but Golden's got on, as she often does in this league. Her on base is only 700 plus. Her batting average is 558. Her average when she's batting in runners is 779, which is insane. So Jess Nevers here with 2 out. Golden goes. Ball looks like it's going to fall in, but Jackie, and it does. It falls just outside of Bill's glove as Golden rounds third on what looked like a hit and run play. Magpies make something out of nothing there. And just see here on the CMAX replay, Beale was fielding shallow, and the ball just really fell away just right at the last second from her and spilt. Kept it in front. Golden fast enough to already get to third. Magpies, runners in the corners. 2 out. Chillingworth, first pitch, big rise, and she stays off it.
Just notices Golden round the second base there. She even looked back to see if that ball was caught, but I would have thought she'd just be going.
Chillingworth dips in underneath it, gets underneath the ball so much that it flies straight up in the air.
Handy part of your lineup to come into with 2 runners on, but the 2 outs is the awkward bit now. They've got to somehow get around.
Yeah. Maslin, Callahan, Cousins, Letton to follow. Chillingworth off the end of the bat. Hazler's got to come in and attack it, which she does. And she saves a run.
It's a good play by Lana. Had to stay low with the ball, make a good throw. And you've obviously got Kelsey Nucky taking a routine play there.
You see on the replay here, Nucky realising with the runner at third, she's got to go in and attack the ball, which she does. She has to make sure that her throw's spot on. And she does that as well. see Coach Lemery here as they just go into the bottom of the third, just brings her team together out front, realising that it's that time of the game. Coming up this Saturday, it's the Indigenous round hosted by the Port Adelaide Softball Club. So the third year running, the Indigenous round is going to be held. The 2 o'clock stream main game will be between Port Adelaide and the Sturt Falcons. So Pete, I believe you've got a special guest there for Port Adelaide is going to have a lady's going to come on and be able to speak about the Indigenous round and obviously what it means, obviously in reference to some of the other events that they've had around it. Port Adelaide will be hosting a barbecue and some other things around the day. So they've encouraged everybody that if you get the chance and you come down to the ground, Red Sox seems to be the theme amongst some other things. If you've got any clothes that you can support, so wear your club's Indigenous design playing tops, socks or other uniforms, supporter gear, show up in black, yellow and red will be a great show of support for the day. So it's a great round. Obviously used to be part of the NAIDOC round, which has now moved back to July, which is its traditional time. But Port Adelaide are inviting everybody to acknowledge and celebrate the Aboriginal culture, which we will do on Saturday. Bottom of third, top of the fourth, it's Sophie Hoyle, the third base.
And just on that, the Indigenous round's been quite a successful round over the last few years. It's definitely got the traction it's deserved, and it's the slow movement that we're making towards closing that gap.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's going to be a massive game too, Port and Sturt. So Sturt trying to make sure that they can secure a spot in the 4, Port trying to secure a spot in the 2nd. You know, Grau you would expect would be down, the superstar. So Falcons 2-0 up over the Rebels in the bottom of the 6th.
3-0 count here. I'm sure Hall will be taking a strike.
Yeah, the last 2 innings in the first batter after the initial first innings where she walked the first 2, Cousins in innings 2 and 3, she went ahead in the count against the leadoff. So this is a bit of a reverse to the first here. And Hoyle
leadoff walk.
Takes a 4-pitch walk.
Yeah, just all over the place there a little bit of those pitches. They were a fair mix around. It wasn't like it appeared to be trying to hit the one spot or anything. It's just...
It would be interesting to know what Coach Lamery said just before that, whether or not it was just about making sure that she's throwing some more pitches and let's have a bit more of a look at it. Steph Trzynski, though, this will be interesting to see how she attacks it. Runner at 1, none out. Ball in the dirt. Again, that inside. As Hoyle picks up a free base on the pass ball. Coach Lamery gets what she wants now. Runner in scoring position with the 2-time Cath Corral medalist Steph Trzynski at the plate.
Clearly a tactic Port Adelaide are trying. They've been a lot low and inside so far in the game to West Torrens, and that's why a few of these are scooping through. Whether it's just Amelia not having the knowledge of these batters 100% and just being given a bit of advice and then trying to attack that spot.
Could even be going around, you know, you can't pitch many good balls to these batters, especially the West Torrens lineup, because they will take full advantage of it and hit it, lace it to an alley, even to the fence.
Cousins challenges high, but Trzynski out in front gets it on the up. Becky Havis style underneath it, just lifts the ball, but it goes foul down the third base line tonight on her first time on the mic for the Dental for School Seacombe Tigers. It's the superstar that is Becky Havis. Trzynski grounds out to third. Burr, short hold on Hoyle, and a good arm across the diamond for the out.
Yeah, that was really good there. She held it for a little while, holding that runner up, as we see on the replay. Steph really watching the ball closely, got it up onto the inside, one bounce into the glove, held the runner over at second nicely, made sure they had no chance, and then got the throw spot on over to first.
Cousins' first strikeout victim of the game, Brodie Borovnik, in her second at bat. Brodie this time drops her hands, gets underneath it and flies it out to the second base, Charlize Callahan, for the second out. And just like that, the Eagles are 2 out with Hoyle stranded at second.
Be good to see what Danny does here. Obviously, last at bat, hit a really, really hard line drive to Taylor. It'd be good to see if she could pick a gap here.
Ball loose. Hoyle makes third, and Chillingworth with great backup as the throw from Maslin just high and away.
Yeah, Port Adelaide probably just counting it here. Those couple of loose pitches has got that runner from first around to third. The batting wouldn't have done it themselves. So
on that low inside pitch as well.
Backside takes the pitch and goes ahead in the count, 2-0.
And you're right in what you were saying with the hits she had earlier. They're the sort of hits that you know it's unfortunate it's gone to a fielder. It's just a matter of time before they find the gaps.
Be really good to see her hit a gap here. Great pitch by Amelia there.
Very good barista too. Danny?
Is that yes? Yep. Her coffee van was down here for the state championships, so
Kept us alive.
yep. Backside with some great discipline there. Three balls, one strike. It's 2 out in the top of the fourth. Sophie Hall's the runner at third. Danny Backside is the hitter at the plate. And there's
Wasn't on the walk.
there's the trademark audible call from Danny. She's one of those batters when she's at the plate. You can sometimes hear her in the effects mic. She says yes, no, if she's not going at it. And that was a nope. And she got it right because she's picked herself a walk. Eagles, runners at the corners, 1 and 3 with 2 out. It's the first base, Kelsey Nucky at the plate.
Great alley hitter, Kelsey is. It'd be good to see if she could hit an alley here, drive in a run, maybe even 2, and see what she can kick-start for the Eagles with 2 out.
Absolutely. She loves the left side of the diamond. Backside's gone. Bit of a delay there, just trying to see if she could draw some attention. Maslin not interested in a 2-0 game. So, and Maslin points to Cousins saying, you've got this, let's go the hitter. Left side for Nucky, but Jess Neves takes a well-judged catch at left field to retire the Eagles with runners at 2 and 3. They stay ahead 2-0, as we see here on the CMAX replay.
It was a nice pitch inside again, up a little bit higher. Kelsey just got it up on the bat a bit and put it up. Fielder never really in doubt out there though, sat under it nicely and made the catch look very easy.
So Magpies, as we get into over the halfway point of this game, coming back through their lineup for the second time. Trzynski, she's not easy to get runs off at any time, but they're going to need to start to make some inroads. So it's the bottom of the fourth, and we're just going to quickly get an update for you from the other game being played tonight between the 4th placed Sturt Falcons and the 6th placed Glenelg Rebels. We're in the top of the 7th. The Rebels are batting currently. They've got a couple out. So they've got 1 out. Caitlin Carroll's at the plate. And the Falcons are still leading 2-0. So they're 2 outs away from picking up 2 valuable points. The Falcons, who will be playing Port Adelaide this weekend at Saturday, 2 p.m. on the live stream for the Indigenous round hosted by the Magpies. They'll be running a barbecue amongst other things all day. They encourage you to come down in there in the red, black and yellow colours to show some support. In another big week of CMAX Premier League softball. Mum, what are you doing up so late? It's 10 to 9, you shouldn't be watching. So, hello Mum. Sorry I didn't call you back, I'll give you a call after. So, here we go, bottom of the 4th. Maslin the lead-off. First pitch swings hard over to Hoyle, but the ball rebounds off of the line drive that Maslin hit so hard that it's gone. It's rebounded over to Kaesler, and Kaesler, as you see here in the replay, is able to make the play and retire the leadoff.
It's good to see West Torrens, bit of team play there, 5 to 6 to 3. Make sure everyone's involved. Jordan Harris at second, be a bit upset she didn't get much on that one.
Yeah, well, she was backing it up. So that's a great heads-up play by Lana Kaesler. Great reflexes, great throw. Charlize Callahan, the second base. First pitch, straight after it, as Kaesler makes it back-to-back great defensive plays as she's running away from the infield. She takes the ball going away from her as the Eagles' defense starts to shine.
That was a great catch, that. Again, another one that got up in the wind a little bit. Lana running backhanded over her head and almost somehow twisted her body inside out to catch that.
Amelia Cousins, second at bat of the night. She was a strikeout victim of Steph Early. Trzynski so far in the 4 innings, throwing 5 strikeouts. Cousins fouls it off.
And she's up early again. Steph, she loves getting up early. It's 0-2 count. She will be loving life at the moment, seeing what she can do to Cousins to get her chasing a bad pitch.
Yeah, she's one of those pitchers, she just gets ahead in the count and then it's just, you've got to work hard from there. No margin for error. That's why she's as good as she is. She challenges Cousins high.
Just having a look, Steph's up to, I think, batter 14, or 14 batters have been before her so far, and only 2 have made it out to the outfield to fly to 7, which was the first batter of Port for the night, in Jess Golden, and then the single that got out to right field that just fell short. So definitely an infield game for West Torrens so far.
So after a couple of high, fast pitches, she turns it around and goes low with a good breaking ball at the plate. She's got a big bag of tricks as Trzynski. She's got it all. Doing a great job here of keeping the Magpies at bay. They currently scoreless in 4 innings. Change of pace. Cousins.
Good battle, Sis.
Out in front. Yes, the young star from New South Wales, the surprise fly-in for tonight's game.
Be good to see Steph throw something up at her hands here. See if she chases it. Even something up and out here.
Yeah, she tends to go away from the plate when she's in front and they're swinging at her. Flies it out to just over the first base bench. Cousins stays alive here. Just coming up on the hour mark. We're 4 innings in. Port halfway through their lineup for the second time tonight. Trzynski 5 strikeouts.
There it is. The up ball. No interest whatsoever.
No, she checked out of that nice and early. So, which considering the pace that Trzynski throws at, that's a good call.
That one had plenty of heat on.
Yeah. And jams her. There's that inside pitch you're talking about, Beck. Jams her on the hands, but she's able to get her hands around the front. You can see the talent from this young player from New South Wales, while she's just been signed to go over and play for Morgan State. So, good battle. Important battle too, with 2 out. And again, stays off of it as Trzynski tries to tempt her away and outside. Count full, I think.
2-2 count.
2-2?
Yeah.
So she's worked it back to a full count. That's great batting so far by Cousins.
This will be huge if she can get herself up on base here.
Yeah,
even get a walk. This will be a really good at-bat.
Yeah, big lift. You reckon the Magpies' top order's only going to get one more shot at this? And foul tip. Deserved better, did the young pitcher from New South Wales, Cousins. That was a great at-bat. But Steph Trzynski continues with strikeout number 6. And down on diamond 2, that's it for the game down there. The Falcons have run out winners 2-0 over the Glenelg Rebels. So 7 hits to 4. A couple of errors by both teams there. But the Falcons banked 2 valuable points, as much needed points considering the big game that they're going to have Saturday against the Magpies.
And I'd suggest, without looking at the ladder, that probably just does it now for Hills in 5th. They're mathematically now probably out of that race, I'd say.
Well, the thing that the Hills have got going in their favour, if you can call it that, is that they play Sturt twice more. So those games are going to be 4-pointers effectively when you put it into the scope of it. But yes, Sturt did have a couple of extra games up their sleeve. So they're sort of... it is getting harder for the Hills. The Hills just missed out again on the weekend, unfortunately. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out, because the Falcons, their offense just starting to click at the right time of the year. They've got a couple of young pitchers, so they're going to be a dangerous number 4, whoever cops them first. And this is what this battle is about tonight. Is it going to be Walkerville, the league leading offense in the league, or is it going to be Port Adelaide? So Jackie Beale leading off for the Eagles.
Yeah, I saw Sturt here last week, and they were looking pretty good.
Yeah.
They were hardly putting a foot wrong on the field. The batters were just hitting. It was a game that we didn't think would be much of an offensive game, and they just got away.
Yeah. Beale disguises the running bunt very well, but it's fouled off down the first base line.
Cousins will be happy she's up in the count here. 0-2 count.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what she does here. She's got some pitches to play with now, so keep it away from the zone, or is she going to attack the batter? Good pick up by Maslin behind the plate.
It's the same spot where we started 2 innings ago for West Torrens. So that innings there was only a 4 at-bat innings, 4 batter in the box innings, and they cleaned that up nicely. So
yeah, Eagles top of the order, imminent. So after a couple of walks in their first at-bats, the top of the order for the Eagles got aggressive and went after Cousins. So it'll be interesting to see how they approach a 3rd time round. Not any inactivity in the bullpen. So Beale, as she does so often, she just places the ball in that 6-5 hole. This one's one bounce on the grass, and that's why she's Lee Hull's favourite number 9, because she does that with none out. She gets on, and now Coach Lamery has lots of things to play with. She's going to bunt, she's going to steal, she's going to hit and run. She's got all the options in the world with Jordan Harris at the plate. Ball spills as Beale makes second. As you'd imagine now, Harris will start tuning into RBI mode.
West Torrens will always be in a good situation when they have their 8, 9, any of those batters on base. None out, leading off, because they've got Harris, Hood, Kayser, Hoyle, who can just hit a long ball, play a short ball, and quick around the bases. So there's not much more you can ask for, really.
Yeah, they're hard to throw around, because the next one coming up is normally as dangerous as the one in front. Harris leans back hard. 1, 2 bounces into the left field fence. Harris is so quick. She's trying to catch Beale as she rounds 3rd on her way, all the way, and she makes it to the plate as the ball gets spilt by Maslin at the plate. What a great piece of softball that is by the superstar, Jordan Harris.
There it is.
massive hit, couple of bounces all the way to the fence. Left fielder there picks it up, but no chance with that speed getting round. She came home, looked straight at the catcher, but unfortunately...
so Beale scores. You can see Maslin sets up inside, and aggressively Harris runs, and as Maslin turns in, the ball, glove facing down, ball just drops out, and Harris takes advantage and scores a go-ahead fourth run.
So we've got a change coming up in catcher here, maybe.
I think Jess might have got
changed the breastplate or something.
No, I think Jess might have got hurt on the hand as that ball, like when there was a collision there. So, but I mean, she's okay because she's back out in the field. Looks like she's going to go to first as Jess Golden is going to go behind the plate. So, wow, all happening.
Yeah.
But let's not lose sight of the fact what a great shot that was by Harris.
And it just towed away from Jess Nevers at left field.
Yeah.
It was a lovely hit. Absolutely sounded perfect off the bat.
Yeah.
Was never in doubt that it was clearing the outfield.
She's definitely put herself into contention for Becky Havis's CMAX player of the night with a couple of hits and a walk so far with a couple of runs scored and some great efforts in the field is Jordan Harris, the second base from West Torrens.
She's always up there, every game.
Yeah.
Always a contender.
Yeah. Speaking of contenders, you've got a couple of fans there. Becky, you've got the Hall of Fame coach, Annie Fidge, just saying hi out there.
Annie. G'day, Annie.
Doesn't say hi to Peter myself. That's okay. We're here every week, but that's all right.
Not worthy.
Not worthy. No, we're not. We're definitely not. Amber Hood, after all that action, she comes to the plate with none out, nobody on, and they get to reset and start again. The Eagles with arguably one of the best eye for a zones batters in the league by far. Golden's gone behind the plate as Maslin has moved out to first. Hood leans back, one bounce out to centre field, and she's a triple, quadruple, whatever the next thing after that is threat. She can bunt, she can slap, she can hit. She's got an amazing eye for her zone. That's why she is as dangerous as she is, as Amber Hood.
I think it's easy to say what she can't do, and that's not a lot.
I'm not sure what that actually is. Lana Kaesler at the plate. She's picked herself up a fly 7 sack in the first innings to score one of the first runs of the night. As you can see, the Eagles now aggressively starting to try and get after the young pitcher from New South Wales.
I think they're just starting to get the feel for her now. That's third time around. They're now seeing her a bit. They know what she's trying to do, where she's speed's coming through.
Kaesler disciplined after a couple of good pieces of fielding by Lana in last innings there with a good reflex play off of third base, which she made a play out of shortstop, which she don't know how that happened. And then she took a good catch running back. We'll see what she can do with the bat now. Amber Hood's at first.
She gets a good hit. She's definitely a contender for the CMAX player of the match here. As you said, a couple of great plays.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to pick. That's one of the reasons why Peter and I have handballed that to you. So
sounds like commentators looking after commentators.
That's right, and that's okay. So Kaesler picks a walk. That's a dangerous walk at the moment in this time of the game because now you've got Hoyle and Trzynski.
None out.
None out. And now you've got runners at 1 and 2. The luxury of maybe playing Hoyle short to push them to 2 and 3 because Borovnik is no slouch herself with the bat. She's having a great year offensively. She's batting .393, if you don't mind, and that goes up over 400 when she's got runners on base. So Coach Lamery's got plenty of weapons to play with here. Let's see how they play it.
Yeah, West Torrens here, they should be really looking to bed this game away now with the none out, the 2 runners on, the 4-run lead. If they can get 2 or 3 more runs, it makes it really, really difficult for Port. Although they haven't had the best night with the bat tonight, Port, they have been getting bat on ball, so it could change for them quickly, but a big deficit could really hurt.
Hoyle gets jammed. Burr at a leap. She puts her hands out. Hood doesn't even need a second invitation as she's already rounded third as Magpies try and recover what's happened, and she goes on and scores as the Eagles go out to a 5-0 lead.
Takes full advantage of that, as she can with the pace she's got.
So Burr, she just jumps out. Chillingworth, of course, followed the ball. Nothing she could do there. The speedy Letton sneaks in front of Neves out at left field, but Hood had already made up her mind that she was scoring on that. Danny Backside got a walk on her last at-bat. And, sorry, Steph Trzynski is at the plate, sorry. And she's fouled off to the third base line.
And that last play, obviously, tail of the night for Port Adelaide. When the Torrens are in the field, it comes off the third base and goes straight to your shortstop. This one comes off third base and goes wide of the shortstop.
Yep.
So when it's your night, it's your night.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
But no fault of West Torrens. They're just putting bat on ball, which is all you got to do. And eventually the luck will come your way. And they're hitting them nicely and they're showing the power of their batting lineup.
Trzynski, runners at 1 and 2, none out for the Eagles. We're in the top of the 5th. Trzynski smashes the ball to left field. Neves has to go to ground to stop the ball. It was hit so hard. Kaysler rounds third and goes on to score. Hoyle makes it to 3. Trzynski makes it to 2nd with a stand-up double RBI for the Cathcart medalist, Steph Trzynski.
That was an absolute rocket of a hit, as we see here on the replay. Probably a 1.5 foot over the third base head. It went that hard out to left field that just a little fumble of the ball. The runners get around to 2nd and 3rd from that, and that was a lovely piece. Just what they needed. Again, still none out.
Kudos to Jess to get to that. If that had got past her, it would have been easily a stand-up triple, if not in the park homer again.
She went to ground, I think, to make sure that it did stay where it was, because Trzynski hit it so hard. So the Eagles now, 3rd time through their lineup, showing their class, showing why they are the league leaders after 16 rounds.
Important when you get down to it like that as well. When you're trying to keep it, you have to keep it in front of you. You can't get down and let it get through. That was very well done.
That being said, Port were down by a couple on the weekend with only 30 seconds to go, and then half an hour later they were up by 6. So don't count out the reigning premier just yet, but it's a long way back from here. As Borovnik swings over it, Cousins gets her for the 2nd time tonight.
Yeah, it was very early on that one. Just an off-speed pitch there that was way through before the ball was even nearer. So unfortunately, gets herself back to the bench.
Looks like she's just struggling to get her timing in with Cousins.
This time it's Danny Backside, the centre fielder, who got a walk in the last at-bat. Hard line drive to Chillingworth in her first. The Eagles have put on a couple of runs so far this innings with the top of the order lighting it up. Backside goes inside out, jammed on the hands as Ramsey has to come all the way over, and that's fallen in.
It's coach killer, that one is.
Yeah, Hoyle goes on to score from 3rd, so she had to tag well up. That ball's just fallen on the inside line there. Maslin tries to make it. Hit it over the back of the plate to Backside in that regard.
The wind was in her favour then.
So Backside picks up a single RBI. Nucky comes to the plate, flied out to left in her last at-bat. Eagles have had plenty of base runners, lots of opportunities tonight. So whilst most of their players are here, as I said, probably arguably their most important player, as in Yo Grauer, you would expect to see make a big difference. So the Eagles have been able to push the score out to 7. So now the pressure falls to the Magpies to not only stop the run scoring, but they're going to have to come up with their own one if they're going to take this into a 6th.
Which Port are more than capable of doing so as well. If they get their bats on, it could be a game on here.
7, 8, 9. Letton, Ramsey, Burr are going to be responsible for scoring their first run, which the team hasn't been able to do so far in 5.
All capable hitters.
Absolutely.
Takes that one. I'm assuming she had the green light here. 3-1 count. Should be looking to hit. Keep the roll going. Only 1 out.
Yeah, when you're up by 7, I think most of the lights are green. As Nucky, disciplined team batting. Want to help advance tomorrow's healthcare and get paid for your time? Log on to cmax.com.au, the major sponsor of the CMAX Premier League. Nucky grounds over to Chillingworth, comes up with her rocket arm and makes the out. It's allowed Trzynski to go on and score, though, as the lead now becomes 8-0. Carly Allen's coming in for her first at-bat of the night.
Fielding nice and shallow there was Taylor to make sure that play happened, but West Torrens probably able to try a couple of things here.
Yeah, I mean, the Eagles are blessed with speed in their team. You've got Hood, you've got Harris, who are both lightning fast, but Steph Trzynski is one of the best base runners in the league. So Coach Lamery making a change, bringing in Carly Allen for her first at-bat of the night. So Carly having a great season for the Eagles. She's batting .357, but as she's always known to do, with runners on, that number climbs a substantial amount. And in this situation, she's got a runner at 2 in Danny Backside, 2 out. Carly Allen's first pitch from the New South Wales pitcher, Amelia Cousins. There's a ball on the inside. 2 out. Magpies chasing one. Allen off the end of the bat, comes into the game. Cousins takes the ball for the catch and leaves the Magpies 7, 8, 9 in the lineup to come up with at least 2 to push this into a 6th. So, how's that player of the night going, Becky? You've got this game could end quicker than we like, so.
There's a couple contenders, I'd say, but you can't beat an in-the-park home run. I'll just leave it at that.
Really? There you go. So the cat might have been out of the bag. Jordan Harris, don't do anything wrong in the next 3 outs, because you could be the CMAX player of the night. So thank you for coming on tonight, Becky. You've been amazing. The comments have obviously suggested that...
a bit biased with the family comments,
no, nothing wrong with bias. We're all about that. So
we don't go by surnames, we just go by first names. So.
Yeah. Speaking of names, one of the biggest names in softball, Mark Armstrong, watching from the Eastern Seaboard. So shout out to Mark. Did some work with the national under-14 programs, and the feedback was amazing. So a great person to follow. He's got a great Facebook page. Get on it if you can follow it. And always got some great softball tidbits in there to have a look at and keep you motivated, keep you up to date with what's happening in the US as what's happening here as well. So somebody to definitely follow if you can. Alrighty, so Gemma Letton, here we go. Magpies need 2 to keep this game going into a 6th. We're at the 75-minute mark. Letton is going to use their pace. Hoyle charges it down, but that's why she's the Riverland Roadrunner. She's made it the 60 feet, and the Magpies have a rare base runner, especially a leadoff.
First pitch.
Yep. Hoyle picked it up early too, and she was on the charge. There was not much she could do about that.
Just watching there, she just put that right where she wanted it. She had the eyes on it very early, and she knew what she was doing. She was never in doubt getting to that base.
Bianca Ramsey, the right fielder, comes to the plate.
Be interesting to see what Port do here. If they put down a bunt, if they send Gemma, it'd be definitely testing Amber Hood's arm. But
yeah, it'd be a great battle because Letton's one of the fastest in the league. Amber, a great catcher in her own right, so...
A great arm as well. Pinpoint accuracy.
Yeah.
Quite an aggressive team and an aggressive coach with Port Adelaide. It wouldn't surprise me to see her go, they need runs, they just got to get them round.
As Ramsey takes a big swing. And the other thing too, of course, is that, when Trzynski's throwing 100 plus in the middle, the ball's getting to the plate a little bit quicker than it traditionally does, so it's not easy. So Magpies fighting hard here. High pitch. Ramsey stays off it.
It's a great pitch by Steph.
Hard thing here, of course, is just got to try and look at just keeping it simple, make the world small, one base at a time. Just put the ball into space. Don't try and win it off the bat. Shows short. Letton comes off hard.
All Port have to do is just make contact. Steph's got the pace here, and if they find a gap, that's an additional bonus.
Well, that's what Golden did with that her second at bat, where she smashed that ball up the middle that I think it was Harris that nearly got. You know, that was just meeting the ball.
And going with it.
Ramsey turns on that one, and probably for the first time was out in front.
Very good if they can get 2 on here, definitely, because they're going to turn up shortly with the 2 Jesses at the top of the lineup who both had single base hits at their last at bat. So they'll be coming back into a bit of a confidence time in the box.
As Ramsey, big swing, and you hear the audible shout out from the Eagles catcher and Amber Hood as she knows how important it was to get that out. That was an important out. Georgia Burr, a dangerous number 9 in her own right. Letton goes on what looked like a hit and run. And she was there.
Amber almost got to that ball there.
Yeah, that's how quick she is.
She is so quick on her feet.
Well, Jess Golden, she's batting .558 for the season, which is insane. She's batting .769 with runners on. Swings over, a great change of pace. What a great piece of calling there by Amber Hood. Great pitch by Steph Trzynski. And just as the Magpies continually try to force something to happen, the Eagles just answer. And Trzynski gets her chasing. It's another strikeout. What's Steph's?
I've got number 7 for the night.
Yeah, I've lost count. There were so many. That was. I know she's having a good night for that. So here we are. It's 2 out. It's one of the favourites for the Kath Coral, in my view, is the superstar that is Jess Golden. She's changed bats, so I don't know if that means she's taken the driver away and gone for a 3-wood. But there's been a change made. Anyway, here we go. 2 out. You've got the super fast Gemma Letton at first. Jess Golden at the plate. It's 2 out. Magpies need 2 to take us into the 6th.
Let's have a correction made by the statisticians here. It's actually 8 strikeouts for the night for Steph.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, I can't count by 7, so.
Makes 2 of you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that one there as well, yeah.
Right. As Golden goes inside out, this is going to hit the fence. And great fielding out there. Letton's going to score. Golden's going to turn hard into 3rd. The Magpies get 1. Golden gets to 3rd with a stand-up triple. And if you don't mind, that's only her 5th triple of the season as she bats in another run for the Magpies. She is just worth coming down to watch live, just seriously. I would drive down just to watch her bat live. She is awesome.
Well, whatever that bat change was worked.
Yeah.
And I think every other Port player is now picking it up when they're coming out. So
Letton was running so fast that her helmet actually fell off. So, and wow, that's just pressure at bat, 2 out, you're out, the game's over, and she comes up with a 2-bouncer into the fence out at left centre off of the 2-time Kath Coral medalist, Steph Trzynski, if you don't mind, as Golden picks up a pair of hits as she throws herself back into contention for CMAX Player of the Night with a great shot. But Jess Nevers now, no pressure.
Let's keep a rally going.
Yeah, just got to follow that.
keep your game alive, that's all you got to do.
Just need you to follow up a stand-up triple to left centre field if you'd be so kind, Jess. Keep this thing alive.
Pop it over second base's head. I'm sure Coach Ben Lucas will be happy with that.
Want to help to advance tomorrow's healthcare and get paid for your time? Log on to cmax.com.au, main sponsor of the CMAX Premier League. Jess Nevers, 2 out, shaping for a slap here. Golden at third. Neves takes an early strike. Golden will be a threat to anything that's loose at the plate. She's that fast. Leads the league in stolen bases. Double figures. Port's had 13 stolen bases for the season. She's had 10 of them. Neves tips it off the end of her bat. And she's behind in the count. 2 strikes and no balls to Steph Trzynski, which is never a good sign.
It's all in Steph's favour now. She's just got to finish her finish this bat off. And
well, she's got 3 pitches now to play around with it. She goes at Neves, and that's it. The Eagles continue to show their premiership credentials as they take down the third place Magpies 8-1 in 5 fast innings. All right, so we're going to wrap it up. CMAX Player of the Night, Becky. Jordan Harris.
I have to go with Geordie. I have to say Steph, what was it, 9 strikeouts. It's definitely up there. And stand-up player for me was Danny Baskai. She definitely had a very good game. But, yeah, I'm going to have to go with Geordie. Great shot.
All right, I've been given the wrap-up here by producer. And thank you, Becky, for your time. Thank you, Peter.
Me.
Thank you to all of our sponsors. We will see you Saturday, 2 p.m. for the Indigenous round. Eagles 8, Magpies 1.